Hola, soy Lola. No puedo contestar tu llamada. Hoy voy a luchar contra la máscara vengadora. Si gano, usaré el dinero para pagar por nuestro plan familiar de datos. Claro, pesa 300 libras, pero una vez tomé una clase de karate. Quizá ya es hora de un switch.
¿Atrapado en un mal plan familiar? Haz el switch al mejor plan familiar de Boost y obtén 4 líneas cada una con gigas sin límite por solo $100 al mes. Metro PCS solo te da 2 gigas por línea por el mismo precio. 4 líneas, cada una con gigas sin límite por solo $100 al mes. Es fácil hacer el switch y más fácil ahorrar con Boost.
Goldilocks Productions presents the Living in Partnership with Spirit show with Ingrid Turner. Ingrid is a spiritual medium, a spiritual coach, and diviner. She connects with loved ones, spirit guides, spiritual energies, and the higher self to help her clients heal, connect with their authentic spiritual path, and live in their power. This 1-hour show will give listeners the opportunity to call in and ask a question from Spirit, get spiritual guidance, or to ask questions of the special guest. Call in now to reserve your spot on the switchboard. The call-in number for this show is 657-383-1895. Enjoy this healing and powerful show.
Hi, welcome to the Living in Partnership with Spirit show. I'm Ingrid Turner, and I'm back after 4 long Tuesdays without you, so I am thrilled to be here, thrilled to be back on the airwaves. Yay! So if you're new to the show, joining the show, or if you just haven't listened in, 4 weeks because I've been off gallivanting across England, I just want to let you know that during these shows, remind you that I share the spiritual energies forecast for the week, so it'll be coming up in just a couple of minutes. And then I go into a topic for the show where I discuss, dissect, elaborate on the divine messages that I've received from Spirit. So once a month, I also have a special show where I feature a panel of expert guests to go in-depth on topics. So please stay tuned into this show for more information on our next special, which I believe will be in July because I'm coming back to the show late in June. So I'm going to push off our next special show to July. So stay tuned for more information on that. And then before we dive in, I want to make sure that this is really, really clear for you. There's no special reason why I receive the messages that I do from Divine Spirit, except that I'm open to it. I'm fiercely committed to living this lifestyle, this enlightenment lifestyle. So that doesn't make me any better or worse than anybody else. It just means I'm open, and you can be too. You really can. I'm profoundly grateful to find myself in this position where I get to receive these messages with such clarity and then turn around and share my experience of these messages with you. So thank you so much for being present with me and allowing me to share Spirit's wisdom and advice with you. So your job here is really simple. It's to take whatever you hear from me or anywhere else in the world, hold on to what resonates deeply with you, and then discard the rest. Just let it go. Creation is big enough for all of it. It really is. So take what works for you to help you along your path. I don't prescribe a dogma for you. I just share what I get, and I share it in the clearest way that I can. And if it hooks into you, that is fantastic. Grab hold of it and run with it. If it doesn't, that's okay too. So if you would like to work with me one-on-one, I tune in for Spirit directly for you. You can book time with me. You can book a reading on my website at ingridhturner.com. That's IngridHturner.com. My middle name is Heidi, so I have the H in there, Ingrid Heidi Turner, Ingrid H. Turner. I offer a whole bunch of different ways to access Spirit directly for you. So I try to fit into as many needs and budgets as I can, so check it out because my services start at a whopping $25, okay? So IngridHturner.com. I'd love to connect for you. You can also contact me and connect with me through my Facebook group. It's called Living in Partnership with Spirit, so it's the same name as this show. Just plug that into Facebook search and that'll pop right up. What's really cool about that group is it's 1,300 plus active seekers and healers and teachers and mediums all coming together to share their wisdom, share their strength, and to learn from one another. So if this is something if this is a topic that you love, if you're a spiritual seeker, I encourage you to join that group. We would absolutely love to have you. So let me start off today's show with a definition, how I define living in partnership with spirit. So for me, that means to commune with the divine and live from a place of feeling and intuition. So it means living with less anxiety and more certainty in my life because I'm living from my heart, I'm living from my intuition, I'm living from spirit's guidance. Ultimately, for me, living in partnership with spirit means to live your highest purpose in this body on this planet. And of course, living in partnership with spirit is completely open to interpretation and however you connect with that. So what I do on this show is I explore different themes and topics and paths to living in partnership with spirit and dive into the many ways by which we humans connect and communicate, experience, and work with spirit in our daily lives. Okay, that being said, now you get the gist of what we're doing here. Let me start with the spiritual energies forecast for this week. So I'm gonna go through this day by day in a minute once I kind of give you an overall snapshot, starting with today, going through next Monday, giving you the full week. It's a rough start to the week. You're going to be looking at some disappointments and wanting to turn away from those disappointments, not wanting to look at things, particularly not wanting to look at your part in the disappointments that are showing up for you. One thing, as I was tuning into this energy and pulling some cards, doing what I do to paint a picture for you, what kept coming into my head was that Neptune just went direct. And Neptune is the planet of illusion. It's also the planet of spirituality and clairvoyance, but it's the planet of illusion. And I'm not an astrologer, but when these things pop into my head, I know it's part of the message. So Neptune going direct, a few days ago, that means that we're seeing things very clearly right now, for better or worse. We could have been sort of had a nice sheen over something in our lives and weren't really looking at it and seeing it for what it was. And that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. There's a disappointment happening, some old feelings coming up, some grief coming up. And today and tomorrow, you're not going to really want to look at that. Okay, you're not really going to want to look at that. You're going to want to turn away and say, no, it's not my fault. It's not because of me. It's there's going to be a tendency to throw out that pain on your environment, which is, what blaming looks like, to blame something else for your situation. But remember, when we take responsibility for our lives and our present moment and our present circumstances, that's when we have our power back. That's when we're powerful and we can change it. Until we take responsibility, we are powerless to change our lives and change our circumstances. And human beings have free will. We are all powerful. We don't know that about ourselves. In fact, it kind of terrifies us, but we are all powerful divine beings. So your job today is to feel your feelings. Tomorrow is to really turn around and look at where your part. Doesn't mean it's all your fault and you're the bad person. Just turn around and do your best to bravely look at your part in where your life is at right now and what you're not okay with, whatever circumstances, whatever area of life it may be that's becoming uncomfortably clear for you, that it is not set up exactly how you want it set up. Now things start to lift up towards the end of the week, okay? If you can turn around and give back. So by give back, we typically our situations in life, have to do with are somehow connected to some kind of relationship. Relationships are our best mirrors. It's how we get our stuff reflected back to us. And that's really important for our spiritual journey, our spiritual life. So be willing to give back in terms of this is where I take responsibility, and allow the other people involved in your circumstances take responsibility for their part of it too. So that the sort of give and take dynamic is going to help bring together sort of the opposing energies, things that are not working, kind of bring them more into focus so that you can do something about them, and you can partner with others in order to make this happen. Now, at the end of the week, start listening to your intuition here. We're going to start digging into solutions going into the weekend. Okay, how do we create the life that we want, the life that serves our highest expression? Because that's what you're looking at this week, is the areas of your life that are not serving your highest expression, that are not making you truly happy, fulfilled, and the best that you can be. So Friday, listen to your intuition. Let yourself get quiet. Really sink in. And then fall into the weekend, the messages that you receive, you're going to have to trust those messages. Let those messages bubble to the surface in any way they want to. And you know how your intuition doesn't come in words. It comes in feelings. It comes with seeing things, hearing things, just knowing things. You translate your intuition into words later. That's where the intellect comes in. That's where the ego comes in. For right now, just feel the intuitive information. Into the weekend, you start putting them into words. You start really trusting what you get and trusting what you get. And by the end of the weekend, you're going to come to a place where you really understand, sometimes somewhat harshly, can be harshly, that where you're coming, how you can solve the issues that have shown up for you this week. You know, the areas of your life that you are not happy with and you've had to come face to face with and bash your head against them. You're going to be able to solve those, okay? Because you're going to have the information. You're going to have access to the intuitive information, the translation of the intuitive information, and then you can get into action based on that. And following the following week, next Monday, things are looking much, much better. It's a much nicer start to the week. You're on solid ground. You're feeling like you're in a position where you can really move forward with confidence, with self-assurity. Okay, so rough week this week. I wish I had better news and it was going to be a like a happy-go-lucky week. But, you know, it doesn't have to be so painful if we relinquish control. You know, if we let go of that control, if you ride the waves as opposed to try and manage the waves, it doesn't have to be quite such an emotional turmoil and an emotional upset. Okay, spiritual energies for the week. Love it or hate it. That's what we got. Let's dive into our topic. So I'm not going to be taking calls until after this next segment. If at that time you'd like to call in and ask a question about today's topic, I would more than welcome that. You can also call in for a mini reading. You can call, the number to call is 657-383-1895, and then you press 1 to get on the show. Once again, that's 657-383-1895, and then press 1 to get on the show. If you want to go ahead and press 1 now, then you'll get in the queue, and you can be early on the show. But again, I won't actually take calls until after I've talked about today's topic. And today's topic is, drumroll please, twin flames. Everybody loves to talk about that, right? The other half of our soul. That's a nice topic, right? You know, I've seen a lot of headlines about twin flames. I read a lot about twin flames. I don't really resonate with the term twin flame. So from here out, I'm going to say twin soul. It feels better to me because I feel like the twin flame, it's very narrow when we're talking about twin flames. The twin flame articles that I read talk about how to find your twin flame, what twin flame love looks like, it feels like, and what to expect in a twin flame love relationship. And it's depicted as the greatest love story of all time, that you have to be, quote, evolved enough, unquote, to experience, or you end up in a very painful, transformative situation. So they talk about the runner and the chaser, you know, and at first I sort of snorted at this and went, oh, come on. And it's true that that's a very narrow view of a twin soul relationship. It is certainly not the only way it can pan out, but it does pan out that way. And I have spoken to a couple of people who have been in that situation, and that's a very difficult situation to be in. And that does show up for people when there's stuff to work through. You know, when it does really need to be transformative. But I want to talk more today about the expanded view of twin souls. You know, twin souls are here. Twin soul is the other half of you that's expressing the opposite gender energy. Okay, so we're all one. We intellectually understand this, and sometimes we even experience the true knowing of this, right? So our twin soul is the closest split from us. What happens, the way I have envisioned, the way it was sort of shown to me, is like our souls we are a piece of the divine, and we break from the infinite. All right, we burst into existence, and then we start playing the game of the individual soul. Our twin is the soul that burst into existence with us. It's like we burst and then we burst again, and then boom, you've got the two halves, you've got the twin. So your twin and you, us and our twin, we begin our physical existence together as sort of a foundation to remember the experience of physical love. It's as close to unconditional as you can get on a three-dimensional plane. And then once you have that foundation lifetime together, and we know what those look like, those kind of stories make the media. We know what that twin love looks like. It's the foundation lifetime. And once you've gone through that foundation lifetime, you separate as part of the experience of separation from divine source, of which we are all a shining piece. So twin soul love isn't about being evolved enough to experience it. It's about starting out strong. And as you continue your soul's physical journey, you evolve alone, okay? It's a solo journey. So like I said, there's beautiful examples of twin soul love relationships in the media. And you can Google things like Guinness Book of World Record for longest marriage, or, and they pop up every now and then. The reason these couples there are a lot of happy marriages, okay? But the reason these couples stand out is because we innately know that they are a special relationship, because we remember our own twin soul foundation lifetime, okay? The foundation. So, let's talk about the twin soul journey. We kind of have a good idea of what is a twin soul. It's our other half. Okay, we got that. The journey together, on a grand scale, we know that the actions of the whole affect the life of the individual. And so this is played out on a granular level between twin souls. So one twin is not always expressing the feminine and one always expressing the masculine. They switch back and forth, expressing these energies, okay, and carry into each new physical incarnation the soul memory of their own masculine or feminine experience and the experience of our twin, okay? You and your twin are the same soul, okay? You're just a split. So your twin is essentially doubling your progress, because we're here to experience every single piece of the human experience. That's what we're here for. That's all we're here for. It's just simply to experience. So you are experiencing your twin's experiences and vice versa. So when we experience, we remember, okay? When we remember, we awaken. It's like a cosmic game of leapfrog is how I imagine it. It's sort of how it popped into my head, is you and your twin are leapfrogging all over each other. So I want to talk a little bit now. I'm going to move over to twin soul relationships. We hear about the twin soul love relationship, and that's kind of where people stop talking about twin souls or twin flames. It's like oh, it's got to be a love relationship, but it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't. Your twin soul is expressing the opposite gender energy as you, so it has nothing to do with physical gender or sexuality. The twin soul relationship can easily be between two people of the same physical gender, like best friends can be twin souls coming together. But one of those people will express more feminine energy and one will express more masculine energy. Or it could be two people of the opposite gender, but they're expressing opposite gender than their physical gender dictates, right? So you get the idea. So twin soul relationships come in many forms and as many twists and turns and personalities as any other human relationship, any other soul relationship. So in addition to an intense attraction to this person, which you get with a soulmate, it can be sexual or not. Our soulmates are certainly not always sexual. An intense attraction to this human, here's a key identifying factor with a twin soul. It's the security with the other person that you feel. There isn't a moment when you question them, their motives, intentions, thoughts. You may or may not have a telepathic communication with this. I mean, probably to some degree you always will. But, it depends on where we're at in our experience. If we are living out that, psychic telepathic role, you may or may not have that. But it's the sense of you don't doubt them. You don't question motives, intentions, or any thoughts about your relationship. Now, with a soulmate, oh boy, that could be part of the package deal. That's part of the experience with a soulmate, is to go through that kind of anxiety in a relationship. So here's what I want to tell you, though. The twin soul relationship is not abusive. Okay, your twin soul, their role, if you do come together, is not to help you grow in that way. A soulmate, maybe. A twin soul, no. But a soulmate, even a soulmate relationship, which is a close member of your soul tribe, think of it as a family member, a close family member. A soulmate, it's the soulmate that destroys us, right? And your job with that kind of relationship, that soulmate relationship, is to make the decision to care for yourself. Okay, so it's not, I don't ever want to let anybody think that an abusive relationship is ever okay. I don't care if it's a soulmate, or what your soul history is with this person. It is never okay to abuse another human, period. But back to the twin soul relationship, it may be a difficult relationship. It is often short-lived when it's not that foundation relationship, but the ending will be the result of circumstances that neither of you control. If you do find yourself in a relationship that's abusive, just don't label it transformative, okay, and call it a twin flame relationship. Just don't. There was something else I was going to hit here too, but it went away, so all right. So that's the twin soul relationship. Now, our twin souls, that's what I was going to tell you. So we have that foundation relationship, but twin souls most of the time will spend most of their incarnations apart. So more than likely, your twin soul is on the other side. And that's okay. You can still access that twin soul. You can access everything about your, every wonderful thing that your twin has to offer when they're on the other side. But they may come into a body for a short period of time, like I said, to help you with something very specific that only your twin soul can help you with. And even as I say that, I kind of feel like I'm welling up a little bit, wanting to cry. But they come in to help you with something specific that only a twin can assist you with, can help you with. Or sometimes you come together for a more longer period of time, maybe not an entire lifetime, but a longer period to sort of have a vacation together. That can happen too. All right. So what about when your twin is on the other side? How do you connect? Well, your twin is going to come through for you the minute you set the intention. Your other half is waiting. Okay, it's always there. If your other half is in spirit, is choosing not to be in a body with you this time, then they're on the other side and they are supporting you. They are acting as one of your guides, one of your support systems, and they show up for you by when you set the intention. Okay, and everyone connects to spirit differently. Some people do it energetically. Some people do it with their feelings or visually or hearing spirit. A lot of times people will receive messages in the physical world by signs and synchronicities. And if you're not yet sort of adept or trust yourself to connect with spirit in some of the other ways, this is a great way to start. It's to start paying attention to your physical environment, because spirit will ride the Akashic records, which is essentially starts with the creation of everything. It's the cosmic records in the sky, everything that ever was, will be, to be. Okay. So you can look for signs and synchronicities in your environment and set your intention. And the universe will take care of when and how to show up. If your twin is in a body, they'll show up when you set the intention. If your twin is in spirit, it'll show up another way. Maybe you'll see him or her in spirit. Maybe you'll get signs, communication. I don't know. Leave it open. Let the universe handle the form. You just set the intention. I want to tell you a story about when I encountered a client's twin soul during a session once. And we were getting started on our session, and I was tuning in for her. And then I saw spirit walking towards her. It was like walking, making its way towards her. And he said, he was saying, "I hear you. I hear your call. I hear you. I hear your call." And I said, okay, well, started describing this man and what he was saying. And her jaw kind of dropped. And she said she easily, as I described him, she identified him very quickly as a way back relative she'd stumbled upon, who she felt really drawn to. And she'd taken to calling on him when she felt really troubled. And she'd just gone through a very traumatic experience, and she'd been calling him and calling him and calling him. And here he was showing up saying, "I hear you, I hear you, I hear your call." The moment she called him, he was there. And he found a way to get to her through me. She has since gone on and found her own way to communicate with him. But that's what I mean is when you call on your twin will show up. It is law. It's just the two of you are the same. You can't really stay away from each other when the intention is set, okay? So wherever your twin is, on this side or on the other side, just know that you have that deep kindred spirit accessible to you. And it is so much broader than we are allowed to, not allowed, than we realize. It can show up in all kinds of different forms. Okay. All right. So that's twin soul, twin flames, whatever you want to call it. I like twin soul, but most people like twin flames. So at this time, if you have any questions about the topic, I would so love for you to call in 657-383-1895, and then you'll press 1 to get on the show. Or you could call in for a mini reading as well. So we have area code 805. Where are you, honey? 805, are you there? Uh-oh. I don't hear anything. I wonder if that's me or what's going on. 805, you are unmuted, my dear. Can you say something? Area code 805. No? Okay, 805, we're going to move on. What the issue is, go ahead and press 1 again, and it'll put you back in the queue. If we see you press 1 again, we'll go ahead and get you on. But we're going to move on to our next caller, area code 860.
Oh. Hi.
Hi. Hi.
How are
Who am I speaking to?
How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Good.
What's your name?
It's Amla.
Amla. Hi.
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 It's interesting you're talking about twin souls, and because I feel like I met mine and we're not together. It's just interesting. It's been a long journey.
Yeah. Ooh.
But yeah, I just wanted to put that comment in there. I just actually, if you can do a little mini reading, as far as where I'm at now, I've been pretty stagnant. My social life is pretty much not there because it's growing pains right now. Well, it was, and I feel like I'm going right on that archway of going through the door. That's what I feel like.
Right. Okay. So here's what I feel like is happening with you. You're entering a new mindset. All right. So you're learning or choosing. I feel like choosing is probably more accurate. You're choosing to view the world in a very different way in terms of how you think about the world. If that makes sense, you know, your thoughts about the world. So you're really changing, and it feels like a really intense redirection on your way of thinking. So you know what? Things are going to come to a standstill for a moment because you're turning the way you. And what I see is like a turning to the left. Okay, so it's like a sharp turn to the left. And, you know, your mind is like, it's like a big, giant ship, okay? And it's going to take a minute to do that sharp turn. So the sharp to the left side is the receiving side. Okay, so you're accessing your intuition. And I also feel like you're getting into a more positive way of thinking about the world, okay? So you take a step back from your outside world and don't worry about what's going on the outside. Just keep coming back to the way that you're thinking and working on your thought patterns and your mindset because it feels really good to me. It feels like that is a great direction for you to go on, and it's ultimately going to show up as a very happy outer life because, you know, our thoughts and feelings create our reality. So keep working on that. You're doing really, really well. Celebrate your wins, okay? When you find yourself successfully thinking better thoughts than you have done, give yourself a little pat on the back, okay?
Okay, so this summer is going to go well for me with the direction that so basically it's like the cruise ship turning. That's what you're saying.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. It's a cruise ship turning. So give it some time and be patient. And everything's going to come together. You just keep inside, keep inward, and focus on your thoughts and your mindset, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're so welcome, Amla. You have a fantastic day.
Absolutely, you too.
Okay, bye. All righty, our next caller is area code 916. Hey, 916.
Hey.
Hey, who am I speaking with?
I think that's me. Well, Chris, this is Lynn. Hi, Ingrid.
Oh, hi, Lynn. Hi.
I thought your talk was very, at the first part of it was extremely timely, of course. Thank you. However, I wanted to ask about the twin flame thing. I had multiple people tell me that my past relationship, it was, I think I have mentioned before, had some very difficult qualities, was my twin flame. And therefore, after that relationship, I became fairly negative about that whole term.
Mm-hmm.
It was,
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Anyway, you go.
Funny. No, really, you go, Lynn. I'll stop talking now.
So I'm questioning if that was really that situation, because if you're twin, a lot of what I read, of course, I was fairly desperate for information at that point.
But a lot of what I read about twin flames did indicate a fairly tempestuous relationship. And now what you're saying seems to make sense, that you never question that person's motives.
Mm-hmm.
But I certainly did. And, you know, as you know, due to my own fear factors, I question lots of people at this point.
Right. See,
So,
I don't agree. I don't agree that what you experienced was a twin flame or a twin soul relationship. Everything that I talked about today, I don't know if I mentioned this, but everything I talked about today is what I channeled from my own twin, who's on the other side. We were together briefly in this lifetime. Like I said, we come together briefly and then, you know, it ends. But what I channeled, this is what I channeled from him. And so I feel this like intensity in my body when you talk about, you know, sort of the abusive nature of your relationship and the twin flame factor. It does not feel like, I don't feel it. I feel like what you were dealing with is a very intense soulmate relationship, and our soulmates will show up to destroy us. They absolutely will. But the twin flame relationship, I don't see, my understanding is that's not what they're there for. They're not there to destroy us.
right. That's a really big difference.
Yeah. Right.
That's a huge difference.
Feel into that. Feel into that and see if that makes sense. If that makes sense to you. I mean, it doesn't mean that, you know, we always spend the rest of our life with our twin, you know, but it doesn't feel like there's a destroying factor with a twin flame relationship. Okay.
Got it. Because that actually, for me, I actually wanted to run from one. I mean, it was like not a good thing. So, Oh, well, thank you so much for that clarity. That helps a lot. And thank you for the discussion today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much for listening in. Love you so. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. So our next caller is area code 817. Hello, 817.
Papa.
Oh, hi.
It's me,
You're very echoey. It's hard for me to hear you.
It was right where you said it would be.
Sorry, I can't understand you. Are you on speakerphone? Do you have your speakerphone on or speakers on? Oh dear. Okay, we lost that one. All right, no problem at all. Let's see. 805, you're back. Let's see if we can bring you on.
Hello? I have to step out for a minute. Hello?
Hi. Who am I speaking to?
This is Donna. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Donna. I'm great. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
What can I help you with?
I have not been in a relationship for like 7 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm attractive, I'm intelligent, I'm 63, but I don't get that many men my age per se. Yeah,
Okay.
as far as to meet them, and I wanted to know if you were picking up that I will be meeting someone.
Okay. Let me feel into this, Donna.
Thank you.
Okay, Donna. Feels really good, but you got a little bit of work to do on your end. So I want you to take a minute and just kind of feel what feels like maybe your aura or kind of your energy surrounding your body. Feel that as best you can. And then there's a buoyancy, sort of a bouncing off effect that's happening with your energy with other people. And it's most particularly felt by men, like a masculine energy. There's a bit of a bouncing off that happens when masculine energy comes to you. All that is required of you is for you to take that wall down. It's something that's been really unconscious for you, but now you can become aware of it and just take that wall down and just ask for it to go away. And then I feel like something will be headed your way very quickly. You'll it's like a sucking motion, like sucking someone into you is what it feels like to me. But can you get a sense of that energy that I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So you can kind of feel it. So, just set an intention to bring that energy down, and it'll pop back up. But just when you notice it, just, I don't need that anymore. Like that's a protective shield that you put up a long time ago, but you haven't needed it for a while. So you can really let it go. You've done the healing that you need to do while you've had that protective shield up.
Yes, I've done a lot of healing.
Yeah. So that feels That feels really good. Just bring that shield down, and I feel like I do. I get this great sucking motion, like a, like sucking someone into you. It's really kind of cool.
Okay. All right. Well, good. I look forward to a relationship. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome, Donna. Have a great day.
Hey, you too.
Bye-bye. All right. Bye. Okay. All right. Looks like that is all we have for callers today. Thank you so very, very much for calling in with your questions about the topic and calling in for a mini reading. It is such a pleasure to connect with you and be able to tune in for you. So at this time, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for listening in. Such a pleasure. Thank you for calling in. I want to especially thank my producer, Reverend Tiffany White Sage Woman of Goldilocks Productions. So without her, this show would not be possible. Goldilocks Productions also hosts a number of spiritual-based shows. I don't know what number she's up to yet, but she's got so many of them on her docket, and they're all just amazing, all kinds of different topics and angles. So you can find this show and the archives of all of her shows, all of Goldilocks Productions shows, hosted on Spreaker.com. That's SPREAKER.com/Goldilocks Productions. GOLDYLOCKS Productions. Goldilocks with a Y. Spreaker.com/Goldilocks Productions. So please give us a follow there, explore our fantastic content that Goldilocks Productions produces, and please share it if it feeds you. We are all speaking for you, and for anybody out there who can hear the message, who connects with us. We're channeling for you. We're channeling for you. So if you want to get in touch with me personally, once again, you can visit my website at ingridhturner.com. That's INGRIDHTURNER.com. You can learn more about me on that site. You can explore further spiritual musings, and you can book time with me too, so I can access spirit directly for you. Okay. Thanks again for joining me. I am so looking forward to diving in again next week. You have a wonderful day.
Hola, soy Lola. No puedo contestar tu llamada. Hoy voy a luchar contra la máscara vengadora. Si gano usar el dinero para pagar por nuestro plan familiar de datos. Claro, pesa 300 libras, pero una vez tomé una clase de karate. Quizá ya es hora de un switch.
¿Atrapado en un mal plan familiar? Haz el switch al mejor plan familiar de Boost y obtén 4 líneas cada una con gigas sin límite por solo $100 al mes. Metro PCS solo te da 2 gigas por línea por el mismo precio. 4 líneas cada una con gigas sin límite por solo $100 al mes. Es fácil hacer el switch y más fácil ahorrar con Boost.
Hola, soy Lola. No puedo contestar tu llamada. Hoy voy a luchar contra la máscara vengadora. Si gano usar el dinero para pagar por nuestro plan familiar de datos. Claro, pesa 300 libras, pero una vez tomé una clase de karate. Quizá ya es hora de un switch.
¿Atrapado en un mal plan familiar? Haz el switch al mejor plan familiar de Boost y obtén 4 líneas cada una con gigas sin límite por solo $100 al mes. Metro PCS solo te da 2 gigas por línea por el mismo precio. 4 líneas cada una con gigas sin límite por solo $100 al mes. Es fácil hacer el switch y más fácil ahorrar con Boost.